Hello, dear students. This is the second part of the grammar, unit number 8, lesson A. Remember the last class we were talking about wishes? Okay, so today we're going to talk about imaginary situations or events, okay? For this imaginary situation, we need if clause. So the if clause start with the word if, followed by the past form. So remember that we have regular verbs, irregular verbs. So we are gonna use the verb in past. Okay, so in this part we said that, okay, this is the past form. And here in the result clause, we are gonna use could or would. Could and would are modals. So after these modals, we need the main verb like this, okay? So remember, we are not gonna set could place in third person. It doesn't exist. For example, would playing, no, doesn't count. So it's mandatory to use the base form, okay, or the main verb. So we have to use the imaginary situation. The imaginary situation is what we need to be true. In the result, we need to get the result we want. Okay, the if clause that we were talking about. Let me explain to you this in examples. The first one is if I, okay, I have the word if, I have the verb have, and of course I'm gonna use the verb had because have in present, have in past. If I have the chance, I would run Europe. So the verb that matches with this example is would travel. Okay, so I'm using would because it's the result of this. If I had the chance, the result will be I would travel around Europe. Okay, so that's why I'm using would. So here I can also use I would, the contraction I, because in your book, in the reading, in speaking, people normally use contractions like this. So here with contractions, the example is if I had the chance, I travel around Europe, or without contraction, if I had the chance, I would travel around Europe. Okay, so let's see the second example. If I, here we have a verb. This is a regular verb because the regular verbs needs ed in past. The example B, if I graduate this year, it's I'm gonna use could because this is definitely I want. I could, I'm gonna use the verb get. So I'm using could because this is what I really want. I definitely want the result of this. If I graduate this year, I could get a job. Okay, so I'm using it because the rule says that it's mandatory to use the main verb after the modal could. Here in this example, you can see something specific. The example, we are going to use not and get. You should remember, if we are talking about past, the auxiliary for past is didn't. Okay? The example, if I didn't, I should use the verb get. But you're wondering why, because we're using past. There should be like, I didn't got. Okay, because the rule says that we have to use past, but not. Because remember, everybody, remember students, when we use didn't, it's mandatory. The grammar says like we have to use after didn't verb in the simple form, okay? You don't have to use in past. It's mandatory to use in present because of the grammar rules, okay? So if I didn't get so much homework, I would play on a soccer team. I would play on a soccer team. You can here you can see imaginary situation, the if clauses, what needs to be true, and here followed by a comma, okay, like mandatory. We're using could and would. Remember, for your examples in your book, in your work, in your course, you are gonna focus on the if clauses, okay? You have to write the word if, mandatory. You should start the if clause with the word if, followed by a past form of the verb, comma, and the modals, okay? When we are gonna use depend on the imaginary situation, okay? The result of the clause is like the situation and the result. The if clauses, the situation and the result, but we want like this example because it's what I definitely want to get a job. This grammar is gonna be very useful to the continue develop to keep working on your book. Okay, so I hope all of this explanation was super useful for you. Thank you for your attention. Goodbye.